Hello everybody, it's Jake. Welcome back to Harvest Fitness. The whiteboard is out once again. Today's topic of deliberation is going to be about how to get abs. So I'm going to take you through the two main concepts that I want you to concentrate on if your quest is to get a lean, chiseled six-pack. Before we continue, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please comment down below if you've got any questions about this content or any other videos that you happen to have watched. But with that out of the way, let's get on with today's topic. So I believe there are two main reasons why all of us, men and women, want abs. The first one, they just look really, really good. The second one, I think it's a societal standard that when we see abs on someone, we immediately think more of that person. So for our own kind of like beliefs and desires, if we think that we get into a state or a chiseled state where we've got abs, we're really lean, we look really good, we're gonna feel good about ourselves, everybody's gonna look at us and think that person has got it going on. Aside from the reasons why we may want abs, we're actually going to dive into how to actually get abs. And there are two main areas that we're going to concentrate on. There's training and there's nutrition. So there's a massive debate. A lot of people will say abs are made in the kitchen, and other people will say abs are made in the gym. They're both kind of true. The first thing that we're going to look at is nutrition, because I believe this is the most important one. So you're never ever going to see your abs unless you have a low enough body fat percentage in the first place. This low body fat percentage is brought about by being in, once again that phrase, a calorie deficit. So we have to be consuming less calories than what our body needs to lose weight and lose fat, because it is the fat that obscures the way that the abs look in the first place. We all technically have abs underneath, but you'll never see them until the fat that is covering them is taken away from that area. The second topic that we're going to discuss is obviously training. Now, this is a big problem with my own kind of like abdominal development, but we need to make sure that we're training the abs. They are like every other muscle group. If you wanted a bigger chest, if you wanted bigger legs, if you wanted bigger biceps, you would train that muscle with resistance in order to make it grow. Generally, when you're in more of an off season or you're in a lean bulking phase, this is when you're going to target this sort of training. So I would recommend training directly 2 to 3 times a week. And what I mean by directly is not just with compound movements. We need to make sure we're actually performing spinal flexion. So this is just where, like a crunch or a leg raise, where the spine actually flexes so that your abdominals can contract. We need to be performing it about 2 to 3 times a week with heavy resistance. So you're looking at things like your crunches with weight. You're looking at things like cable crunches. You've got, obviously, if you want to develop your obliques, you've got to use Russian twists with resistance, wood choppers, all that good stuff. That is what is actually going to make the abs more prominent. And then we'll talk about the relationship between both of these factors. To explain the relationship between nutrition and training, we're going to use 2 scenarios. Scenario 1 is someone that has very well developed abs. When they've got a higher level of body fat percentage, you can kind of see kind of the detail there, but you know that they need to lose the fat in order for them to show. Scenario 2 is actually myself. I actually have a low level of body fat percentage and I maintain it quite a lot year round, but my ab development is really, really poor. So even though I may have low body fat percentage, I actually don't see my abs quite a lot because I've not developed them over time directly. Depending on which scenario you are in, you can see that there has to be like a fine balance between the right amount of muscular development in the abdominals, and there has to be the right amount of, or should I say little amount of body fat percentage. So it's kind of like a trade-off. So if you've got really well developed abs, you're gonna see them at a higher body fat percentage, but even if you are at a low body fat percentage, it does not necessarily mean that you're going to be able to see your abs, because you could be like me and you could have poor development within them. And the last thing that we're going to discuss is genetics. You can't change the shape of your abdominal muscles. The main abdominal muscle is the rectus abdominis. So this is the six-pack muscle that everybody tends to want. But genetically, from birth, you will have a predetermined shape for your muscles. Some people, they're really, really blocky, and you can clearly see the individual segments. Some people, they're a little bit blurred. Some people kind of like they're misaligned. This is something that you can't do anything about. Concentrate on the things that we have spoke about. So 1, making them more prominent through training. and 2, making sure that your nutrition is in check so that you're in a calorie deficit, you're lowering your body fat percentage, and then when you get to the stage in which they are showing, you can then determine whether you kind of want to bulk back up a bit to make them more prominent in a lean gaining phase, or you're happy staying as lean as they are and then you can see them. But it's completely up to you, but hopefully this has given you a better understanding towards the abdominal muscles, and that it's geared around having a low body fat percentage and having enough muscle for them to show. Right guys, that rounds off the video. So if this video has provided you with value, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below if you have any more questions regarding how to actually get abs. Please follow the links on my social media accounts within my channel if you want to see a little bit more about my lifestyle on Instagram and Facebook. I shall catch you all in a bit.